Right. Governor Sanwo-Olu urges Lagos residents to shun protests to avoid breakdown of law and order. Ogun State government rolls out 2,000 electric bikes and tricycles. On the foreign scene, Kenya deploys poison to kill millions of crows. And in sports, former Nigerian international Friday Ekpo urges Super Falcons to focus on 2025 Women's Africa Cup of Nations after Olympics exit. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appealed to Lagos residents to shun any kind of protest that will lead to the breakdown of law and order in the state. While promising continued open-door policy, Governor Sanwo-Olu urged the people to continue to embrace peace as government intensifies efforts to engage various stakeholders in dialogue on different ways to cushion the effects of the economic crisis in the country. The governor, in a statewide broadcast at the Lagos House, Ikeja, noted that the administration of President Bola Tinubu is wary of the concerns of its citizens and is tackling them with various interventions to cushion the effects on them, calling for more patience. Governor Sanwo-Olu warned protesters to regard the court injunction restricting them to 2 locations in Ganifa-Wayimi, Freedom Park, Ojota, and Peace Park, K2.
For trying to sack an elected government in 10 days by means of protest is alien to our constitution. To the organizers of the protest, I repeat, while your intentions may be noble, do not substitute your intentions with the motives of other forces. Your gathering is all they perhaps require to perpetrate their own acts.
The governor appealed to residents to reflect on past experiences, especially the NSAS protest, which began peacefully but hijacked by hoodlums and led to destruction of some infrastructure, BRT, iconic structures across the state, property worth billions of naira. He urged residents to be careful of fake news making the rounds on social media to cause panic among the people.
These events, we all remember, left deep scars on our state and it hurts our psyche. We're yet to fully recover from the mindless destruction of some symbols of our rich and veritable, enviable heritage. No true Lagosian or any friend of Lagos will encourage us to go this route again. This is not who we are. This is not our way, and they are not in any form our style.
Our correspondent Adiola Akindele reports that Governor Sanwo-Olu, who pledged his administration's continued support for the citizens, hinted of the return of the Onjeko Sunday market amidst other Lagos initiatives. The police in Lagos State has assured residents of their safety as the End Bad Governance in Nigeria protest commences in the state. Commissioner of Police in the state, Adegoke Fayade, gave the assurance saying protest is a fundamental right, but it must be conducted in a peaceful manner, not to infringe on the rights of non-protesters. Fayade said men and personnel have been deployed to every part of the state to forestall any incident.
Advice to residents is that they should come out and go about their business. The security outside is very intact, very adequate. Nobody will be molested, nobody will be harassed by any laws whatsoever. Our men are everywhere, and my assurance is that they should come out. They shouldn't just entertain fear and remain in their homes, in their houses. We have created a situation where they can come out and do their normal duties, day-to-day duties.
That was the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Adegoke Fayade. Still on the protest, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has directed his men across the country to deal decisively with arsonists and troublemakers as youth stage end bad governance protests against hunger and economic hardship across the Federation starting today. In a statement he personally signed on the eve of the nationwide protest, Agadumo said the organizers of the planned demonstrations failed to furnish the police with the details of the protest, including the names of intended participants, routes of rallies, among others. He said intelligence revealed that the protests are aimed at unleashing mayhem on the polity and innocent citizens, noting that the police will not fold its arms and watch a degeneration of this situation into a state of anomie. The police boss put all police formations across the country on alert to protect innocent lives and property from attack and destruction. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, says members in all its branches, domiciled mainly in federal and state-owned teaching hospitals, specialist hospitals, and public health institutions, have been alerted to the End Bad Governance protests starting nationwide from today. President of NARD, Dele Agadumo, said though the association is not joining the protest, its members are ready to offer medical treatment for protesters who may be injured. Abdullahi noted that all hands are on deck to ensure the association safeguards the lives of protesters who may sustain injuries during the protest period. Now to the rest of the stories. Ogun State Governor Dele Agadumo has launched electric bikes and tricycles under the Ogun State e-mobility program. Governor Agadumo also announced the groundbreaking of a new facility named Giga Facility at the Special Agro Processing Zone located in Iweruremo, noting that the facility, with a total investment of $14 million, would serve as an assembly plant for electric bikes, two-wheelers, tricycles, commercial buses, electric cars, and swap stations. Speaking at the launch of the first phase of 2,000 electric motorcycles held at the Arcade Ground, Governor's Office, Okemosan, Abeokuta, the governor said the e-mobility initiative marked another milestone towards a sustainable and green future for the state. He said his administration is committed to mitigating the impact of the subsidy removal and the high cost of diesel fuel while reducing transportation costs for citizens. Today marks the beginning of the World Breastfeeding Week. The week, which holds from August 1 to 7, is supported by World Health Organization, WHO, UNICEF, and many ministries of health and civil society partners. In 2018, a World Health Assembly resolution endorsed World Breastfeeding Week as an important health promotion strategy. The week aims to promote the enabling environment that help women to breastfeed, including support in the community and the workplace, with adequate protections in government policies and laws, as well as sharing information on breastfeeding benefits and strategies. Breastfeeding is one of the most effective ways to ensure child health and survival, and yet currently fewer than half of infants under 6 months old are exclusively breastfed. Now to foreign news. Authorities in Kenya are worried about the nuisance created by Indian house crows that they have begun the process of culling 1 million of them. The crows have not targeted humans, but these ones have for decades caused widespread destruction by preying on wildlife, raiding tourist areas and attacking poultry farms. Poison is now being used in the towns of Watamu and Malindi to kill the first tranche of the ruthless subspecies. This ambitious poisoning campaign is aimed at halting the crows' advance towards the capital, Nairobi. The birds, known on the coast as kunguru or korabu, originated from India and other parts of Asia, often spreading elsewhere by traveling on trading ships. In our sports, former Nigerian international Friday Ekpo has urged the Super Falcons to focus on the 2025 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON after the team's exit from the Paris Olympic women's football event. Reacting after Nigeria's exit, Ekpo stated that after the Olympic, the team needs better preparation and introduction of young players in the Super Falcons. He noted that the players must come home with their heads held high and all stakeholders must focus on helping them have a better showing at the 2025 WAFCON. It will be recalled that Nigeria lost the final Group C game against Japan on Wednesday to finish the tournament without a win. The team had first lost to Brazil and Spain. And that ends our news at noon. Just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections, and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration initiated 500 hectares rice farm technology intervention project? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appealed to Lagos residents to shun any kind of protest that will lead to the breakdown of law and order in the state. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has launched electric bikes and tricycles under the Ogun State e-mobility program. We also told you that authorities in Kenya are worried about the nuisance created by Indian house crows, that they have begun the process of culling 1 million of them. And in sport, former Nigerian international Friday Ekpo has urged the Super Falcons to focus on the 2025 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON after the team's exit from the Paris Olympic women's football event. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Oluworoku. I am Dele Agadumo. Good afternoon. Thank you for listening.